fundamental truth that you cannot have a strong economy if it is not built on strong values. And no one is born with these values. These values have to be taught, and the government can't teach them. These values have to be taught by strong families, and they have to be reinforced by institutions like churches and synagogues, coaches and mentors, by civil society. But we have countless children in this country today that are not being taught these values because our society is breaking down and our families are falling apart. And as a result, our country is paying a terrible, terrible price. Now, the liberal answer to all this is just have the government spend more money. And look, there's a role for government. But no matter how much money the government spends, it will never be able to take the place of parents and strong families. Amen. Children born into broken families with no access to positive role models and bombarded by a popular culture that glamorizes violence and irresponsibility, these children are going to struggle to succeed no matter how much government spends. And this is a serious problem. Millions of our people are going to be left behind if we do not fix this. So what can those of us in public service do about all this? The first thing we have to do is we must empower parents and we must empower civil society. And that's why I believe, as most of you do, that every single parent in America has the right and should have the opportunity to send their children to the school of their choice. Second, we need to make sure our government programs encourage work, not dependence. We support a safety net to serve those who cannot help themselves, to serve those who have fallen so they can stand back up on their own 2 feet and try again. But our people want jobs. They don't want a safety net as a way of life. That's why these programs need to be reformed, so that these programs encourage work and encourage education. And they need to be reformed to make sure that they do not punish parents if they decide to get married. By this point, I had hoped someone would have heckled me so that I could sip some water, but... All right. That should get me through. The third thing I think we really have to do, and this is perhaps most important, is our leaders have to stop ignoring the impact that culture is having on our nation. Now, let me tell you the reaction I get to that from some. Some say that this is nothing more than an effort to impose mine or your or anybody's religious values on others. This is not about imposing values, because these values don't work unless you really believe them. And I've also been lectured, as many of you have, about how we need to stop talking about social issues if we want to win elections. But if we're serious about saving the American dream, we can't stop talking about these issues. We can't stop talking about the importance of our values and our culture. We can't stop talking about them because the moral well-being of our people is directly linked to their economic well-being.